buckle up, enjoy the ride with Crystal Petrie.
Hello, my name is Crystal Petrie, and you are watching the Crystal Petrie Consulting Network. Before I get into this review, let me just point out I'm still jamming to my theme song. Still jamming to my theme song. But let's get into this review so we can jam on this. Issa Rae, I love you. How can I count the ways? Insecure is literally one of my favorite series on all of TV, all of Netflix, all of Amazon Prime, all things. Insecure is one of my favorite series. And sadly, this is the last season for it. Very sadly. So I decided to do a review of the final 3 episodes of Insecure. This review is about season 5, episode 8, entitled Choices. Okay? And this series was full of choices for Issa and for her friends. Molly, Kelly, everyone is faced with choices, including you and myself. Choices, okay? Now, the beginning of the series, the beginning of the episode, you see Issa and Nathan. Are you Team Nathan? Together in bed, talking, enjoying each other. And then they start talking about grown folks stuff. Okay, do we move in together? Do we live together? These are choices and decisions that so many people have to make every single day. I'm going to be honest with you. The toothbrush scene in this episode was the funniest in this episode. I mean, you can safely assume that Issa and Nathan have probably just finished having sex. Safe to assume that. But for some reason, they can't use each other's toothbrushes. Why is that? You know, I remember years and years ago, D.L. Hughley did a bit about the exact same thing, using each other's toothbrushes. Like, it is just a no-go when it goes to the toothbrush. Why is that? Why is that? Now, also in this episode, we see Issa doing big things with her company Block, and we see her assistant Coy right there. Now, if you are a fan of Insecure like I am, you will know that Issa's assistant Coy started out as just an intern, somebody to help her with her block party. And now we see Coy she sees the vision that Issa has, and she is right there supporting, encouraging Issa every step of the way. I think that everybody needs a Coy in their life. Someone that's going to see your vision, whether that's professional or personal, and encourage you every step of the way. And that's what we see Coy doing. Also with some fly outfits and some fly hairdos while in the process. Now, kudos to Molly and Kelly and really all of Issa's friends, because whenever Issa has anything, her friends show up and they support. But they all do that for each other. It's so important to have a great group of friends, male or female, that's going to show up and support you. And her friends, Issa's friends, do exactly that. Now, after one of Issa's events, we see Crenshaw. Now, in the previous episodes, Issa and Crenshaw got into major blowout, major argument. But Crenshaw is here to apologize. Yes, you heard me correctly. Crenshaw, a male, is here to apologize to Issa and acknowledge his wrongs. That was a major choice that he had to make. Most times, male and female, when we are wrong about something, when we have wronged someone, we don't apologize. We make the choice to just, whatever, she'll get over it, he'll get over it, or just never talk again. We never make the choice to go back and apologize, admit that we were wrong, and right that wrong. So Crenshawn made a choice, he stuck to that choice, and I believe he will benefit greatly from that choice, as we all would. We do something wrong, we need to make the choice to go back and apologize and right our wrongs, just like Crenshawn. Now, Molly, Issa's friend, also had choices to make, as well as her parents. A couple episodes ago, Molly's mother had a major stroke, and Molly is really pushing them and encouraging them to create a will and estate. Her parents don't want to talk about it, and really, if we're being honest, no one wants to talk about death. No one wants to think about death, even though we all know at some point in time, death is coming for every one of us. So if possible, we all need to be prepared. So my question to you, do you have a will and estate? It's a choice that you need to make. A very important choice that you need to make. Now, as I stated, talking about death is hard. And Yvonne Orji, she plays Molly in Insecure, said that it's difficult for people to talk about death because living can be so hard. So I'm just trying to make it through this life. I'm just trying to have a human moment and a human experience. And now you want me to talk about death and think about death on top of what I'm dealing with as I live. It's a lot. And I agree. It is absolutely a lot. But Molly's parents in this episode made the choice to create a will and estate. A great choice and the right choice. Not just for them, but for their kids and their family, who they will leave behind when eventually they do die. Now, let's get back to Issa. Her company, The Block, is blowing up. She's doing major shows, she's doing major events, and so many people are showing up and showing out for all of Issa's events, which leads Issa to start asking a lot of questions that's going to end with her making a lot of decisions. Her first question, her first choice: is Issa a sellout? Or is Issa just glowing up? Should Issa stay with Nathan? Or should she go back to Lawrence? Should Issa stay living in the neighborhood where she lives, even though her company is doing very well? Or should she move out of her neighborhood into a more exclusive neighborhood? Choices, choices, choices. This entire show, this entire episode is about making choices. Choices that we all have to make. Have you ever just took a moment, a second, and thought about how many choices and decisions you make from the time you wake up in the morning until the time that you go to sleep at night? Because it's a lot. We make so many choices and so many decisions every single day that it is exhausting. But when it comes to choices, I will tell you, like Molly told Issa, trust your gut. Go with what you know, and you won't get it wrong. Because when making choices, whether you make a choice or don't make a choice, you are still making choices. Okay? Thank you so much for sticking with me in this review of Insecure Season 5, Episode 8. Tune in next week where I will have another review about Insecure Season 5, Episode 9. The countdown to the end of Insecure has officially started. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment down below. Let me know about the choices that you have made today. Or weigh in on the choices that Issa had to make in this episode. Some very tough choices she has to make. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you next time.
Come on, let's go on a journey. Sit back, buckle up, enjoy the ride with Crystal.